President Akufo-Addo's second list of ministerial appointments has been received with mixed reactions from the public. Here in Accra, GB24 has been speaking to a governance expert, Mr. Frederick Agyarko Oduro, on the list of nominees, the creation and realignment of some ministries, and the proposed creation of 4 new regions. We bring you excerpts of that interview.
I would want to find out what your impressions are about the names that have been released and then the ministries that they are going to.
I found most of the appointments to be very inspiring. There have been few questions raised about one person or the other, about especially experience and competence. But if you look at the whole bunch, I think it's a wonderful thing. Everybody would want to have Professor Fumpombwati in their side. Can the Minister Designated for Finance and Ken Oforiatta is an inspiring individual. So these are things that you see, oh, this is going to be fantastic. By and large, you can find a lot of the people from the President Kufuor's era in it, but that should be expected because they belong to the same stock. And some of these people like Alan Martin and many of them are people who have been in the trenches like Damboche, Adia Alima, Mahama. These are people who have been around for quite a long time. So it is interesting to see them being mentioned. There are some few people who sincerely I've never heard of. I'm beginning to learn about them. And I would want to believe that the president would have known these people, they would have come to him recommended, otherwise he wouldn't have considered them.
There are some that have argued that we should be having less ministries instead of more, but with the creation of new ministries, you know the numbers will definitely increase. What do you have to say about that?
Sincerely, I'm not too comfortable with the creation of more ministries, because the creation of each ministry comes with additional cost to the national kitty. So I am never, I'm very, very worried if I see more ministries being created. However, the appointment of a minister does not necessarily constitute the creation of a ministry. An individual could be appointed to perform certain tasks. Mind you, there is the whole of government machinery, within which the president would need various ministers of states. Hitherto, we've had the practice has been to appoint people and call them ministers of state. Then we'll say they've been assigned so and so responsibility. So I would hope that some of these ministries or some of these designations are going to operate from the presidency.
Okay, so what is that one thing that you think that can actually impact directly on the decentralization process?
If I look at the creation of new regions, I think that will have a great impact on the decentralization process, because at the moment, let's take the Western region, which I find as a very good example. A greater part of the northern part of the region have a lot of difficulty accessing the regional capital, which is Sekondi Takoradi, okay, because of lack of proper road access. I mean roads, just roads. People in Sefi areas will easily find convenience traveling through Bebiani to Kumasi to transact their business, rather than going to Takoradi from these areas. If you look at such situations, I mean, just imagine somebody at Nkwanta going to Ho and our road networks. Such an individual would not feel like going anywhere because he's cut off from both Tamale and from Ho. Sometimes they will find it easier finding some means to go to Eastern region or some other parts of the country. So if you look at these things, if we create more regions, and you have the regional capitals sited closer to, I mean, at a vantage points where it is easier for everybody in any part of that region to access the regional capital, it will help with the decentralization.